Hello, y'all. I am back again on this bike, getting this exercise in and also trying to keep in the groove of my walking. So, I'll also be doing some videos this week where I will be walking also. And you just never know. Sometimes when you're listening to the walking videos, you might feel busier or you may feel like you're outside because you hear the traffic, you hear the cars, you hear outside noises. So anyway, oh, check this out. I weigh in every day on this digital scale, right? And the reason I do that is because I try not to eat until I see my designated weight. So that helps keep the weight down that I've lost because I did lose 18 pounds that I have been actively keeping off. And the way I keep it off is by doing the daily weigh in. But guess what, y'all? The battery went out, right? So I got to get a new battery for that. I'm going to get that urgently tomorrow, if possible, or sometime today. I'm doing this video after midnight, so actually I will be getting that today because it's essential to know what your weight is. And we sometimes assume, well, people that's overweight or got too much weight on them or a little too chubby, they want to be that weight or no, it's not that. It's this one thing. A lot of times you don't know how much you weigh. You just don't know how much you weigh. And it may sound crazy. You looking at somebody at the grocery store like he or she should know that they over 300 pounds if that's how big they've gotten potentially. 300 pounds is different if you're shorter versus taller. I mean, if you're 300 pounds and 7 feet tall, you're not as big as somebody that's 300 pounds and 5 feet tall. It's just a difference there. So at the end of the day, having that digital scale, I am going to recommend a digital scale because that gives the exact number of the weight. So, anyway, enough of that. However, y'all know how I am. I like to point out little tips and things like that. Sometimes in a video, I'll talk about my favorite tea. I like to get us living real life too. Everything just ain't about no narcissist, right? So, anyway, let me move on into this video. Narcissists and funerals. I have been doing the playlist for that. So here I am with another video. So this video is going to be about the love bombing victims that have been love bombed by the narcissist at one point that will be attending funerals. A lot of them will be in the first, second row. There will be other silent victims that's not sitting in the primary rows of the funeral. First, second rows are usually for a very close relative, immediate family, things like that. However, there will be several of them there. You will also get to see the enablers of the narcissist, whether it be the narcissist parents, grandparents come, aunts, uncles. You will get to see siblings that are there that may have been abused by other narcissists or even empaths. Okay. Don't ever underestimate how abusive an empathic person can be, too, especially when they're being raised by narcissists, okay, or very narcissistic people. Because remember, even though they may be empaths, a lot of times they will have to go through a lot of healing for their empathetic traits to come out because when you're young, a lot of those good character traits are destroyed by mean and evil narcissistic people. So the love bombing victims, and a lot of times, especially when you're going to funerals where it's middle age and older people, The person that's passed on may not be that old. I mean, you could be at the funeral of a 5-year-old. You can be any age and die. However, it will kind of go like this. Let me just give you a little breakdown. So, love bombing victims. The first victim might have been met the narcissist in high school, right? So, this victim was a virgin, met this narcissist in high school. The second victim also met the narcissist in high school, was not a virgin, however, met the narcissist in high school. Both of these victims had their very first children with this narcissist or a potential narcissist. I'm just giving you a breakdown of how it can go. So, okay, let's see. Then later in life, some of these victims, the narcissist may marry them, sometimes not. So let's say out of the 2 victims in high school, the first victim goes on and she says, this narcissist cheated on me at the time. That victim didn't know what that word was. This narcissist cheated on me. Let me get out of here. She goes and gets married and ends up with a sociopath or a psychopath. So it gets worse for that victim as far as who she's entangled with, because remember, she's unaware of what that is. She doesn't know what a narcissist is. So this narcissist at the funeral goes on and he marries the second victim that he met in high school. And he marries her. That doesn't go well. They may not be compatible. That victim has been subjected to levels of abuse, even physical abuse. That first victim that left and married someone else didn't get abused by that narcissist at the funeral. However, that first victim ended up being subjected to abuse by who she married. Because see, a lot of times we're moving on too quick and we just end up with another narcissist. Okay. And so, okay, you're at this funeral. Let's go over another love bombing victim. The other love bombing victim, she's a woman of a different nationality. She ends up having 3 to 8 kids with the narcissist, maybe 2. So she hangs out in the second row. Okay. Now, this victim is pretty smart because reading her energy is saying these are all nutcases. This victim may give off this energy. She's just going to be quiet. She's silent. She may even know about the word narcissism now. So she's sitting back in the second row like all of y'all narcissists. Her energy is so silent, you have to find out she was present at the funeral later. Okay, but this is another victim. Then the narcissist's parent is there. At this point, she's been victimized, or the dad has been victimized. This narcissist has probably thrown his own mama in the street at some point. Some cuss their mamas out, call them names. Maybe this narcissist didn't go that far, because maybe the mama's a narcissist and she'll shoot this narcissist in the face for doing that, right? Or maybe she's empathic and she gonna flip out and her narcissistic traits are gonna come out, right? Because as an empath, you're a bundle of both. However, the difference is your empathy is always gonna override any narcissistic traits. However, you're able to put your empathic traits over to the side and push it in the corner to handle that narcissist. Okay, empaths ain't no punks by nature, right? So just keep that in mind. So at the funeral, the victims of the narcissist, they may be sitting there holding hands. So if you're smart, who hand you want to be holding? The hand of one of his victims or the narcissist's hand? And the new victim. Okay. So the narcissist, the love bombing victims are there, the old love bombing victims, because he's no longer in relationships with these people. So the narcissist is sitting there holding a good tight hand on the new victim. Now, this new victim, her position is to take care of 6 to 15 children that the narcissist is taking care of, while she doesn't really get probably what she needs out of that relationship. At a minimum, she's not getting good care, because this particular victim is aging out right in front of us. Every month, she's getting 5 years older on the outer appearance. You're like, goodness, what is she drinking? Some bad water? What's going on? However, it's not that. I can remember when I was with an ex-narcissist and I started looking a little rough around the edges. When I looked at some of those photos, I'm like, I almost looked younger when I left than when I was there. So it can happen to the best of us. When it's happening, you don't realize it's happening. And it ain't, okay, you ain't combing your hair, you're not brushing your teeth. It's not that. It's just that when you are under stress, your body will reveal it. Your face will look sad, Your skin can loosen up. Yes, y'all. Skin can loosen up when you're stressed. I don't know why it happens. For some people, they may accrue more wrinkles because they're stressed. Sometimes wrinkles and sagging skin is genetic. However, a lot of times, y'all just using hot water, y'all. Stop using hot water on your face. The water that you're using on your face should be as close to cool as possible. Okay? I do not use hot water on my face and neck. That is why my skin is still intact. Another tip is over moisturizing as you get older loosens the skin. Right? So just keep that in mind. Sometimes if you have a normal combination skin, you don't need to moisturize your face every single day. You can not moisturize and then your skin will tighten up. You will feel it tighten up. So these are just some beauty tips that I use to keep that skin in place. Also, you can use a face roller where you roll your face. You roll it on there. It's something like a roller, face roller. It's a small item. I have one of those. It helps the blood flow in the face. It tightens it up and it keeps you in good shape. And so, yeah, so some beauty tips. So, yeah, so this particular victim that the narcissist is currently with, she's aging out. So that's just how it goes. I mean, a lot of times the best looking one at the funeral is the one that's in the casket, y'all. Right? You know, so you'll just be surprised. But the love bombing victims at the funeral will be there from the narcissist's parents, the current victim. They're just triangulating. The narcissist is. So this narcissist could be, say, the grandfather of the person that died. Right? In the casket. The person that's in the casket. So this narcissist is potentially the grandfather or the mother or father. But in this case, we're using an example of a man. So he's either the grandfather or the father. Okay. I try to keep privacy very essential. And I'm a loyal person. And I just try not to assassinate people. I never mention names. I'm just telling you how to go. Now, at this point, this narcissist that's holding hands with the current victim, and he has this prior lineup of other victims that he may have children with, and one's in the second row. Remember, there's going to be other ones that he screwed at that funeral too. Okay? Those little one-night stands, one-offs. I promise you, all of his victims are just not in the first and second row. There's other people that he slept with or had affairs with that's in that audience of that funeral, right? But keep this in mind. This particular narcissist is an unaware narcissist. It is a such thing as an unaware narcissist. He doesn't know what he is, right? He may not know. He may actually believe he's an empath. And sometimes a lot of them are able to have empathy. However, remember, everything is on a spectrum. And it's a pattern of behaviors over a long period of time. So if all of these love bombing victims, these victims that this narcissist, this father or grandpa that's at this funeral in the front row, he has these victims going back to high school. The first victim, she broke down crying like a baby in a classroom because she was a virgin, while she watched this narcissist outside the class love bombing the second victim, right? So this narcissist has had a long history, right? So if he got victims going all the way back to high school and he's middle-aged to older now, say hypothetically this narcissist is at least 40 and up. Okay, let's just say he's over 50, right? Look how long this narcissist has had these victims. Because going back to high school, say he was about 15 and the first victim was 13, right? So let's see how many years this is. He was 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. That's 40 years, right? So he's accumulated 40 years of victims. And remember, these are just a few victims that I named. I mentioned 3 to 4 victims, including the parent, potentially. So there's at least 4 there that I just named in the first and second row, right? However, this is an unaware narcissist. This narcissist is triangulating at this funeral, right? And narcissists are always doing the wrong thing a lot of times in their active life. So instead of going up there speaking about their deceased relative, they sitting there cuddling and holding hands with the new supply, because that narcissist is triangulating all the old victims with the new supply. And the new supply is not too friendly. This is the supply that's looking older by the week, that's obviously under a lot of stress. Now, when this supply first got with the narcissist, she was in a better condition, physically a better condition, because you saw the photos. You predicted to someone that told you how nice she looked when you were sent a photo of the new supply. Because, other empathic relatives will do that. Y'all send you a photo like, look at who they with now. Check this out. Did you see that your daughter or son's father is with such and such? And you politely point out, well, she won't be looking that way for long. And then it prevails. So then you get all the respect from the family and they think you some kind of Dionne Warwick psychic friends. It's not that. You're an empath. You've seen this rodeo before. You've been in that rodeo. You already know you hang around a narcissist too long, you're going to be looking old and crazy, insane. You're not going to be taking care of your business activities. Things are going to be going wrong with you. But the narcissists and funerals, I have a playlist. So if you missed the other videos in the playlist, just go under my playlist to narcissists and funerals, and you will see the other videos I did. However, this is the narcissists and funerals and the love bombing victims that are there. You could be one of them. But see, now you know to be silent, because you know what a narcissist is. So you don't argue with none of the victims. You don't argue with the narcissist. No police need to come. Just be silent. Silence is key. In this case, like I said, this could potentially be an unaware narcissist. He don't even know he won. He don't even know he acting like one, y'all. He's unaware. But who was not unaware is who's in that casket. She or he was not unaware, and you're not unaware. I'm not unaware. I'm here so you don't stay unaware. And you're going to see it all. You're going to see these performances, y'all, because that's what it is, a performance. When you go to funerals with a bunch of narcissists, stone-faced, evil, cold, struggling to walk and smile. Some of them old, some of them not, some of them middle-aged. The bitter, moody kids that's dressed to the T, dressed real nice, but got tortured souls because they're being raised by these narcissists. You could have even been one of those kids. One of the kids that was dressed up, whether you be a boy or girl when you was little. You remember when those narcissists was taking you places. You remember how it was. Because there was narcissists in our own families. There was people that act narcissistic in our own families. Come on, y'all, let's keep it real. We don't have to be fake no more. We got to tell it like it is. So anyway, I'm on this bike, almost 22 minutes in. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I love y'all so much. Have a blessed Sunday. Bye.